good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm out on a walk this morning, as I usually do pretty much every morning. I try to get a good couple of miles in at the beginning of the day. Kind of clears my head, changes my perspective a little bit. And I was just listening to a devotion on surrender. And there was a passage from James that they were talking about, but I just wanted to talk about surrender for a minute. I know I talk about surrender a lot, and I know it's one of the harder subjects in the Christian walk to actually come to grips with, because there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the word surrender. There's a lot to kind of pack into it and then unpack from it, you know? And so I'm thinking about this word and thinking about what it means, what it looks like. And today I'm really chatting to myself about surrender of fear, right? So as a lot of you know, I'm heading in for some surgery tomorrow. I've just been putting this off for a long time and finally have to take care of this. So never had surgery before. Just all the stuff that you think about when your body starts to shift, I guess is one way to put it. And so as I've been leading up to this, I've been chatting to a lot of people, and a lot of people in their surgery stories and what goes on and all that stuff. And I mean, this surgery is pretty, well, I don't want to say, there's no minor surgery, right? But supposedly I'll be in and out within an hour. And I was like, okay, that seems okay. But I have a buddy who was like, oh yeah, I've had 8 or 10 surgeries. Some go on for hours. Let me turn around. There's a bunch of traffic back this way. There's another guy that I was chatting to, and he was like, oh yeah, I had a 10-hour surgery that just, replaced my hip and fixed my hip and all this stuff. And I was like, good God, that's crazy. So anyway, so thinking about surrender and about fear and about how hard it is, especially for me, and I know a lot of us feel the same way, we're so self-dependent, and we so have to and want to not need to depend on others, and yet God is saying, hey, I'm right here, and I am wanting you desperately to depend on me. And so that's the lesson that I've been kind of walking through this week, is this complete and utter dependence on God. Because again, I sent out an email last week and said to folks, hey, as an independent Christian artist, there's no label here. So there's no backup plan. And another buddy of mine said, boy, you really do walk by faith. I mean, if something, even my wife and I were chatting about this, we were like, if something happens to me and I can't sing anymore, I can't, lift anymore, I can't walk anymore, whatever that looks like, the whole thing stops. And so this journey of faith that I've been on for the last, going on 6 years now of full-time ministry has just been a complete, and I didn't even realize it, but it's been a complete and utter surrender to the Father, and a complete and utter, faith and trust in Him. And yet I feel that I'm still not there. I feel like I'm still fighting to try and be closer to Him, and even this morning, one of my prayers was like, God, just give me more trust, give me more faith. And it's just such a battle, and I wrestle with it a lot. But the thought this morning was the surrender of the fear in our lives. Now for me, it's an immediate, within 24 hours, I'll be having the surgery. But for all of us, the surrender to the fear in life. What does the fear in life look like for you? All right, just take a minute, maybe just fill in the blank of what fear you're having a hard time surrendering to the Father. Like, what fear is getting in the way of your walk with Him? What fear is slowing down your relationship with Him? Because as I think about this, I think more and more about it. Just think on that for a minute. What fear is getting in the way of your relationship with God? And so I'm trying to understand this a little bit. I'm trying to walk a little bit differently today, yesterday, this week, this past couple of weeks as I've been dealing with this. I'm trying to understand more about my own self, what fear looks like, and how it works in my life. And I just want to look over here for a minute. There's a deer over there. I can't get a shot of him. Too bad. I love sharing with you guys some of the cool wildlife that come across during these walks. But so that's the conversation this morning with myself. Like, what fear is getting in the way of my walk with God? And this fear almost is a fear of trusting, a fear of letting it all go. Because in the midst of this, I've had to cancel 8 shows, which completely depletes my ability to make money for May. And so we were looking at bills yesterday. I was looking at the mortgage payment's going to be due, the light bill, the water bill, just all the necessity, these bills that come in every month. And I was looking at them and I was like, this would be an interesting month just to see what this looks like. Okay. And so literally just praying that God would work through finances, that God would work through my own fears of finances, God would work through my own fear of all of this, and that my recovery would be quick so that I can get back out on the road. And to be completely blunt, just get back out and play some shows so we can have some income coming back in so we can cover the bills and cover everything that needs to get covered. So it's and as a guy, I this is just part of my DNA. Like, we're hunter-gatherers, I guess, and we need to, there's this innate desire to provide, at least in me. And so walking through this moment, there's no paid time off, there's no sick leave, from corporate, because there's no corporate here. It's just me and you guys and God, and that's how this ministry's been built over the last 20 years. And so I'm frantically trying to find new ways to have income streams when I'm not on the road, and whatever. I could rattle on about that forever. But what I really wanted to just kind of chat about was, I'm having a little trouble this week trusting, and I'm having a little trouble really letting God in on the whole conversation. He's certainly in part of it, but the whole conversation takes a little more surrender and a little more faith and a little more trust. So today, I would encourage you, take a minute. What's the fear that's in your life that is getting in the way of part of your relationship with God? Like, you have a relationship with God, you have a relationship with Jesus. It's good to, lean into Him, but at the same time, are we surrendering all of our fears, all of our stress, all of our worries, all of our anxiety, all of this You know, all of our ego, are we letting it all just be laid at the feet of the cross? And the short answer, the quick answer is no. And the longer answer is, well, if the short answer is no, how do I make that more of a priority in my life, and how do I let that live more in my own struggle every day? And so that's kind of what this looks like this morning. So God has given me this beautifully serene place that I can walk around in and just think. And so today I'm asking you to just stop and think. Just think about your relationship with God. Think about your trust issues, your fear issues, your stress issues, and all of that stuff. And how do we as humans surrender more and more of that to the Father who just loves us so, so much and just wants to be walking with us through it all. So my prayer for myself and for you guys is, how do we, I'm not going to ask a question. It's just going to be, God, I pray for more surrender in my life. I pray for more surrender to you of it all. Okay? Okay. Good. So think on that today. That's a mountain's worth of stuff to think on. So, hey, if you want to join a community, be a part of this, $15 a month is what our membership, what it starts at. And that gives you access to over 500 hours of content, Bible studies, worship videos, devotions, over 2,500 written devotions, over 100 hours of Bible studies. I was thinking about this the other day, and the amount of content inside of our membership area is kind of staggering, a little overwhelming, but I've broken it down into sections. So there's a study on John, a study on Matthew, a study on prayer, a study on the Holy Spirit, so you can kind of take bite-sized pieces out of the membership and just take deep dives into these studies and let God speak to you through these studies. So yeah, there's music in there, there's worship in there, that's absolutely part of it. All 20 of my albums are there. You get access to the app. You can take the music with you on the go, worship at your fingertips kind of thing. But the real meat of it is I want to build a community and have you guys be a part of a community where people are struggling with their relationship with God. Yep, every day we struggle. But also the ability to find out more about who He is and how He works in our lives in the lives that we're living. And that's what joindaysband.com is all about. So check it out. Go to joindaysband.com. Select one of the membership levels, sign up, get involved. You get access to the live streams now. We're putting live streams inside of the membership area as opposed to just throwing them up on Facebook and YouTube. So we want you to be a part of it all. Join our community. Be a part of something bigger than what you are. Okay? Joindaysband.com is where to get started. Thank you. And today I pray for your surrender. I pray for your struggles with yourself and your fear and your stress and your worry and your anxiety. And I pray that God would speak to you richly, and that He would just speak to all of us and comfort us and let us know that, yeah, in the midst of all of our struggles and our fears, He's still walking with us every single moment. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.